Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's bird video. We're going to have a look at the weather. Let's 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us to the 22nd of March. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with CFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe I'll try in a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That gets us into early April. I should get on back for you in a moment, just to say that first. The video release today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. I've also released the extended European outlook as well. Please check out those two vids if you'd like to do that. Like, share, and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, we're going to start off with this 10 to 14 day in the Strat. Don't want to say too much about this, as we will be doing the final episode. So I think it's episode 18 of Strat Watch for you tomorrow. However, we are still confirming that zonal winds remain in reverse at 10 HPA, 60 degrees north over the Arctic and the North Pole. So that's the zero line just there, which the weather is cool, of course. That's zero line just there. You see from the blue line here. So sorry, everybody. I've got a little bit of cough today, a little bit of tickle back. No, you see that the zonal wind is in reverse, has been in reverse for at least a week now. Though very sustained reversal of zonal winds. GFS ensembles are forecasting, but actually the zonal winds will go even further into reverse over the next few days, dropping down to -20 there before starting to try and lift back up towards the last stages of March and might go ever so slightly positive by towards the end of the month. But of course that's a very long way off and is therefore in the extended and unreliable time frame. So sustained SSW condition continues, reversal and zonal wind goes on, and we're still waiting to see what, if any, tropospheric response we might get to this. Central temperature is now up to 5.9, which is 0.2 of a degree above the 61 to 1990 average, actually provisional to yesterday, to the 11th of March. So that's coming up quite steadily now, and we have gone ever so slightly above average. That will carry on rising over the next few days as we are in for quite a mild spell of weather. And we see this nicely with the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. These are them. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Liverpool, starting off above average and staying above average really over the next week. A little bit up and down, so a few cooler sectors coming through, but essentially we're above average for the next week. Might be a little bit of a cold snap opening up around day 10, just here. So that's around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of March. You might be seeing signs of a little bit of a cold snap there. Probably won't last very long if it does come off, and then we're back to average or mild average conditions again through into the final week of the month. Precipitation wise, regular precipitation from start to finish. That does not change, doesn't it? So whether it's mild or cool, whatever, you know, the precipitation spikes go on. Regular rainfall still to come. Temperature anomalies on the 12th to 20th of March are coming out above average, not just the UK, but through most parts of Europe, a mild week to come. And precipitation anomalies from the 12th to 20th of March are actually going wetter again. They really started drying out a few days ago, didn't they? But now, once again, we see average or wetter than average conditions across most parts of the country. Oh dear. Latest wind from that from Earth from oldskool.net shows that we're drawing the wind up from the southwest today, so milder air is infiltrating the country as coming up from the Azores, Canary Islands, those sort of areas, and so yes, the temperature is getting a boost, albeit it's still unsettled with plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic, plenty of low pressure involved in this pattern. Okay, let's start going through the chart data then, starting off with the latest UK Met Euro run. Now, low pressure is bearing down on the country on Friday. That will be bringing further outbreaks of rain. Perhaps a drier start into Saturday, not for long, more low pressure back in by Saturday to Sunday, and we head up to the start of next week with further unsettled conditions, so further spells of rain coming up from the southwest at times. Icon, again, with low pressure dominating the weather through the end of the week. A little bit of a break from Friday into Saturday, won't last long. Low pressure is back in Sunday and Monday, and then more low pressure coming in off the Atlantic through the early part of next week with further wet and windy weather likely then. The KMA, again, with low pressure in the ascendancy at the end of the week. A slight break in the unsettled weather Friday through Saturday, but Saturday through Sunday brings low pressure back in from off the Atlantic. So sorry everybody once again, and let me bring further lows in off the Atlantic into the more extended range as well. No real sign of any sort of cold snap there with KMA. Actually turns very mild late on, that's 24th of March. High pressure back over France and drawing up wind from southwesterly direction. So KMA not interested in any sort of cold snap around day 10. Now, this is a new model. This is from Australia. This is the AIFS. This is the Australian model. Let's see what they're showing, shall we? Low pressure again is dominating the weather on... we love a new model, don't we, at GavsWeatherVids? So, any new model, we might try and include it. So, low pressure dominating on Friday. Get a break into Saturday. More low pressure Saturday to Sunday. On into next week. Low pressure keeps on coming. That will bring further outbreaks of rain with it. Winds all the time, though, coming up from the southwest. So, all the time it will be mild, but also unsettled. Into the middle of next week, low pressure sits right over top of the country, then start to shift further eastward. So by day 10, a little bit of a hint of a colder interlude there with the Australian bar starting to pull wind into more of a north or northeasterly direction before high pressure sinks down over the country, turning mostly dry. Could be chilly under that high pressure, probably not too bad by day, but probably quite cold at night with some frost. Although we end up drawing up more of a southwesterly wind, then we start pulling up more of a southwesterly flow by the 27th of March. That's 360 hours, and that's as far as the Australian model goes out to. Notice how it's beginning to rise up towards Greenland a little bit as well, possibly a hint of a bit of blocking then. Okay, let's have a look at the GFS midnight run. So again, low pressure is in control for Friday, bringing wet weather in with it. Bit of a break with this slight transient ridge here Friday to Saturday before more low pressure is back in Saturday to Sunday. And then the low pressure areas keep on coming through into the early part of next week with spells of rain with them heading up toward day 10. Well, there's a slight hint of a little bit of a colder push around the 21st of March via this ridge close to Iceland, but that's very quickly pushed aside, collapses, so we end up actually looking quite mild with the GFS midnight run, albeit a higher pressure sort of influence. But that'll be quite spring-like, I think, as we go to the last week of March under that area of high pressure, much drier, and temperature lifting up into mid-teens Celsius at the very least. It's GFS 6Z. Again, it has that low pressure bearing down on the country through the end of the week. The weekend starts on a drier note, but turns unsettled again Saturday through to Sunday. More low pressure is piling in from the Atlantic into the early part of next week. Now, the GFS 6 there then starts to move this low pressure further southwards as this high pressure builds southwards from Iceland. That has some very cold air associated with it. Minus 10 zones iceberg pushing south into Scotland. As that low pressure clears out of the way, then a ridge builds in from the west. We do actually turn quite cold with that, only briefly, around days 9 and 10. The GFS 6 does have a little cold snap, but it very quickly is over before it begins really, and we start pulling back in those southwest winds again as we go into the final week of March. Unsettled as well, further low pressure coming back in during the last week of the month, so we're more or less back to square one by the 28th of March, still with low pressure very close to the country. If you're enjoying the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Make sure to everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thanks so much to everyone for doing that. We need to put on 65 subscribers to get ourselves to 18.1k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, that would be incredible. We'll thank you so much for doing that. Okay, GM bringing low pressure back in from off the Atlantic at the end of the week. A little bit of a break in the low pressures at weekend, and then back to unsettled weather later on in the weekend. Early next week, higher pressure to the east with lower pressure to the west and south, and then high pressure slips in over the country by day 10 and probably brings some quite chilly air into that high pressure again from the north. So just a little bit of cold snap there, probably only lasts a couple of days if that, but drier and colder, or drier and cooler by day 10. And then the ECM looks like this. So again, the low pressures dominating the weather on Friday, with outbreaks of rain to come, a little bit drier Friday to Saturday, more rain Saturday to Sunday, into next week. Yes, low pressure keeps on coming. Wind range from southwest, so it will be mild, but further wet weather to come. And then a little bit of a hint of a cold snap again with the ECM as the low pressure starts to shift southwards and eastwards, and ridge builds in the Atlantic. Back turns the wind into the north, and quite cold air starts pushing southwards there on to day 9 on the 21st of March, and by day 10, which is the 22nd of March, we're all into this northerly wind, which is cold and brings minus 10 cells iceberg to northern Scotland, minus 5 cells iceberg through the country. Probably cold enough for snow showers in the north and the east, exposed to those northerly winds in particular. It's a top high, so within 24 hours, this low here will be rolling in over top, and we turn wind back into a milder southwesterly. So it is only a brief cold snap there around days 9 and 10, but nevertheless, it is of note. This is my precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from meteo.com. Well, I think today's wet weather pushing eastwards. Tomorrow, the rains in the north and the west in particular, with the southeast getting slightly drier weather, and then all areas turning showery through into the second half of the week. Into the weekend, yes, further low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, so further rain to come then. And into next week, it is a case of showers and or longer spells of rain. Once more, looking very unsettled and starting to go a little bit colder, so some of the showers beginning to go wintry by day 9 in the north, and wintry showers then, into the day 10 period with those northerly winds. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. From the Icelandic Met Office gets us to the 22nd of March. 14 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure reaching in from the west and from the southwest. So should be quite a bit of dry weather with that. Might be a little bit on the cool side. Another 14 with high pressure further southwest though. So that's bringing in like a flatter westerly type flow. Still dry. Still got quite a bit of dry weather. Oh, hang on everyone, hold on. Oh, that was good news, my car's fixed. Wow, I'm going to get my car back, everyone. There's an ongoing saga since, January, since the second week of January. I'm finally getting my car back later today. Oh, I'm excited. Right. And I've managed to deliver my news to you in the video. Right, anyway, where am I? Where was I? Right, yeah, so I've got 14 here with higher pressure to the southwest, and I might go out for a celebratory meal tonight or something, I don't know. So I've got 14 here with high pressure to the southwest, mostly dry, and that would be milder. 13 with low pressure digging southwards through the west of Europe. That's going to be cool and unsettled. And then we've got 10, including the operational run, with high pressure reaching in from the Atlantic. And we know that does involve a little bit of a cooler or colder snap as well. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It will get us to the 27th of March. It's taking us into the Easter period just about as well. We've got 19 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure right over the top of the country. That can be very unsettled, of course. We've got 17 high pressure more towards the east, low pressure to the southwest. That's going to be bringing quite a dry weather with it and should be relatively mild. And then we've got 15 with low pressure right through the country. And that brings very unsettled conditions with it as well. And that involves a mid-Atlantic ridge also. A range of options, but still looking a little bit unsettled, I have to say. If you put the 19 here together with the 15 here, then the majority, a strong majority actually, is towards unsettled conditions going towards the Easter period. Oh dear. Never mind. Still a way off. CFS V2 finally, these are 500 millibar high times break down into week periods. The first week period takes from up to the 18th of March. Being next week, we'll see the low pressure dominating in the North Atlantic and across Northwest Europe as well. So unsettled weather to come. Week 2 will be the 19th 25th of March with low pressure in Scandinavia. High pressure is out in the Atlantic. Wind again. A little bit more of a northwesterly. So again, that might just hint at a bit of a cold snap at some point around the 22nd of March, but if it does happen, probably won't amount to much. This is week 3. It's the 26th of March, 1st of April, over Easter. Looks unsettled with an area of low pressure right in over top of UK and Ireland. That's an unsettled, probably quite cool Easter. And then week 4 is the 2nd to the 8th of April. High pressure then out to the northwest in the North Atlantic. And that will be bringing a wind from the north or northeasterly direction. That could be quite chilly. Maybe a little bit cold as we go into early April. Long way off though. We shall see. Right, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and say what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. You've got around 65 subscribers, get to 18.1k. So you could give us a sub, tell your friends, family to subscribe. That would be incredible. Thank you so much. Right, so just to tell you what's happening on the channel tomorrow, we're going to have 6 AM UK weather forecast. We're going to have a final strat watch of the current season. And if all of that wasn't enough, we will be live at 6 PM with our last Wednesday live stream for a couple of months. So I shall see you live at 6 tomorrow for our final Wednesday live stream for the time being. Don't forget the last strat watch as well tomorrow for the current season. And yeah, so quite a big day for GavsWeatherVids, I think, tomorrow with a couple of final videos on streams and whatnot. Anyway, you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I'm off to pick the car up and go for a drive. So you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I shall see you tomorrow for this one. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.